What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch as well as on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday mornings. So come by and say hello. Okay, so I've been getting a ton of messages about this, and a lot of people asking the same questions. So I thought I'd just make a video directly addressing it, and that was, should Chaos Legion packs be burned? Were too many printed and all that jazz. All right, so there's a couple ways that I want to look at this, but to give you the TLDR, too long didn't read or didn't watch. I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, I don't think that we should burn any packs, and I don't think the conversation should even be happening right now, because I think if you are looking to burn packs, that says more that says more to me about your mentality and how you approach the game versus, what the game, where the game actually is from a growth perspective. And again, I know that I'm saying that this is not to target you, this is not to judge you for what you are trying to accomplish. All I'm trying to say is that what you are trying to do and what you want is very disaligned with what the team is trying to accomplish and what they've set out to accomplish and what they have been very clear since day one that they want. Okay. So at the end of the day, this comes down to the team wants packs available for an extended period of time. And as Matt has said on countless occasions, and especially including when the general sale went live back in January, he wants packs to last for an entire year. Now, there was this narrative, there was this hype cycle that was happening from October through December through early January that we were going to sell out of packs within minutes, right? 15 million or however many million packs it ended up being. We were going to sell out of that amount and it was going to be crazy. All these guilds were going to come in and buy up everything. That didn't happen. And that hasn't happened for the last 3 months, right? So clearly that narrative was wrong. I blame Gank. No, I'm just kidding. Gank was definitely the conductor of the hype train, and I loved it. It was interesting to see. He almost got me as well. But Gank, I love Gank. He's just all in on this game, which is great. But obviously, what his prediction was is that we would sell out soon, and he even started to convince, I feel like, some of the team members who were just like, hey, what if this does happen? What if all this outside capital does come in, and we sell out? So obviously that didn't happen, and here we are sitting. I would say it depends on how you look at this. 3 months or close to 5 months, like maybe 3.5 versus 5 months or so. I actually look at the launch of Chaos Legion being in December, early December, when the packs were openable, right? And the cards became playable. That happened in early December versus, mid-January when the general sale went live. But if you wanted to play with Chaos Legion cards, if you wanted to play with, the new set and when the changeover happened for the ghost cards in the starter pack, then that happened in December. And so looking at that and saying, okay, if we use that, and that this is where I'm being actually less generous, is if we use that, so December going all the way to May, right? Early December to early May, which is just around the corner here, that gives us a framework of roughly 5 months, which, if you are looking at that from that standpoint, we're not even halfway through the year at which Chaos Legion cards first became available and playable. We're only approaching the 5-month mark versus, 6 months is the halfway point of the year. So that would be early June. And if you look at where pack sales have gone, we have sold well above the halfway mark. So 7.5 million is the halfway point for 15 million packs. We're sitting at 8.2 right now. So to everybody who's, asking me and just asking the team, asking other content creators, like, it just seems to be such a hot topic now of, okay, should we burn packs? I mean, the easy and obvious answer is no. And I maintain that this conversation should not even be had until we get to maybe November, right? Maybe actually October, when there's 2 months left. Like, if we get to October and we haven't even hit 10 million packs yet by that point in time, that'll be a conversation that I not only will start to have, but I'll probably start to champion, right? Not in the sense that, like, I think that packs should be burned, but I will just admit that people who have been saying that packs should be burned may have a point now, because as we approach the 1 year mark, which is what the team wanted to do, if we're not even close to selling packs out by that time, and I'm using 10 million because it's an easy number to look at it from like being 2/3 of the way there, and we are closing in within a couple months. I'll say, okay, at least at that point in time, that conversation can be had, right? What is the long-term plan for this? Because if we look at the rate of sale from when the last airdrop went live to whatever the rate of sale ends up being by the time we reach October, late October or early November, I'll look at that and say, okay, well, this is an indication that we are going to sell out in maybe not months, but years if things continue to go this slowly. And at that point, what will be interesting to see is if the team's attitude on this or direction changes, where it's like, we don't want it to last just a year, but we want it to last until the next hype cycle, meaning the next Bitcoin, Bitcoin run up, which I don't believe is going to happen until 2024, probably 2025. So that gives us a good 3 years. And I don't think, it's going to be somewhere in between, right? We're not going to have Chaos Legion be sitting on the shelves for 3 years. That would be absolutely insane, especially when they have Rebellion on the roadmap for Q1 of next year. So as it stands, I am maintaining that I don't think that Rebellion is coming out until Q3 of next year, just because there's a lot of other things that are on the plate. And if Chaos Legion continues to sell slowly, then that'll be something to watch. But this is what I'm trying to say is, at this point in time, I think we are judging things a little too early and saying that, well, packs are selling too slowly and therefore we must burn a bunch. Now, to go back to what I was saying in the beginning, that just tells me, again, more about the people who want it burned rather than what the team is trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish. If you're sitting here and you want packs burned, you're an investor, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But why do you want packs to burn? Because you want you want asset prices to increase. You want to be able to flip the packs that you have bought, and then essentially create another artificial hype cycle in between. And the thing is, that's not wrong. That's actually not wrong, because that's exactly what the team wants. But the team wants to do it in a different time frame than you, right? For all the people who are just like, oh, well, it's killing asset prices, we want them to rise up. Like, yes, what you're asking for is an artificial inflation and artificial scarcity in the market, I should say. And that's what the team intends on doing between Chaos Legion and Rebellion, right? And kind of what they did almost out of, they were forced into it once Untamed sold out and they weren't really ready to launch Chaos Legion. I'm sure they probably would have wanted to launch Chaos Legion earlier if they could have, but there was just a lot going on last year. But as they have clearly stated, Matt and both Aggie have come on to the town halls and have clearly said, we want to put some time in between Chaos Legion and Rebellion to raise the value of asset prices, right? So this is from a company perspective that they want to create that artificial scarcity. So all the folks who are saying, we should burn packs, you're saying it for the same exact reason. I don't look at that as a negative, unless, you look at artificial scarcity as a negative. But what you're trying to do is do it on a different timeline than what the team has been saying. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you are spending your energy trying to convince people and the team to burn packs, I would say at this point in time, you are wasting your energy, and it would probably be better used elsewhere in the game, in the economy, in the community. And I say that with all due respect, because this goes back to like the bot stuff too. And I'm not going to get into the bots thing here, but like anybody who's fighting for bots to be banned, you're missing the point, right? Is what I'm saying. Like, you're fighting a battle. You're fighting a battle that like the other side doesn't even know you're fighting. So how can you win if the other side has no idea what you're fighting against? And that's probably a terrible analogy, but the point is that like you're fighting a battle you can never win, because you're like, it's ships in the night just going completely past one another. So when we come back to the whole burning of packs, at this point in time, like in the future, you may have a case to be made, but at this point in time, it's way too early to be calling for that, in my opinion, right? The team was very clear since the launch of Chaos Legions, and you can maybe even look, if you want. Again, I was being less generous with the team when I said December. If you want to be generous with the team in terms of the time frame that they have, you could look at January as the first official launch of Chaos Legion when it became available to the general public with the general sale. And if you look at it from that perspective, we're only 3 months in. We're like a little more than 1/4 of the way, or maybe 25 to 30% of the way through this year that the team has dictated that they would like packs to be on sale. And because of that, and even with that 25%, we're sitting at over 50% of packs sold, maybe even closing in on 60% soon. So that to me just says that if you're fighting this battle now, you are wasting your time and energy. And I say that lovingly. I say that because I think there's other battles that can be fought when it comes to improving the game, improving the economy. And those are the areas where, as a community, we should be voicing our opinion and offering some type of constructive criticism and feedback to the team to say, well, here's an area of exploit, or here's an area where I think the game could be improved. And obviously the team has something nicely set up for that with the whole feedback.splinterlands.com. So that's really my opinion on this. Anytime somebody asks me, or I get a comment or a DM on Discord, it's just like, hey, can you, like, what do you think? Should packs be burned? Like, I always say no. Like, and it's just a very simple no, because at this point in time, I'm not even thinking about it, right? Like, as we close in on a year, I will make the determination, or I will, sorry, not determination, but I will reevaluate as we get into like October, November of this year and see where we're at. But the team has so much planned, right? And this is where I'm going to give you some bullish hopium. The team has so much planned between now and then that if you believe in the growth of the game, these are going to be the potential catalysts that bring people in and would therefore increase the the volume of packs being sold on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So if if you're willing to look at it from that perspective and understand that whatever time frame you have is very different from what the team has, then you're just fighting a losing battle right now. So that's all I have to say on the whole pack burning thing. I mean, if you have any further questions, feel free to ask me. But I feel like I'm just trying to make my opinion very clear on it. It's something that I'm not even thinking about, and I won't probably address until we get way closer to the end of the year, because I'm excited about what's to come, and I'm excited about all the different projects and implementations and releases that the team has planned between now and December. And I do believe in the long-term health and long-term growth of this game. So I'm excited for what's to come in the next 6 months. And here's the thing. If it doesn't deliver, right? So all of these different things that the team is putting together, if those don't deliver in terms of bringing new players in, then even then, the question might not be, should we burn packs? But the question should be, well, are all these actions that are being taken, are they the right moves? Is this the right game? Like that could bring a whole new can of worms, right? Because I think there's so much hype about what the team is trying to do, and if they cannot deliver, then bigger questions than whether should packs be burned or not are going to be asked. You get what I'm saying? So at this point in time, I'm not even worrying about it. I'm super bullish on what's going to happen, and I will make a reevaluation, or do a reevaluation at some point later in the year once we get closer to the end. And hopefully that time never comes, right? Hopefully, if we see pack sales start to pick up, we see the player base grow organically with all the different changes that are happening, then this conversation is just going to go away naturally. And at some point in time, it'll be, oh my gosh, like, people will be like, can they hold off on Rebellion for a little bit longer, because I want to see asset prices go a little bit higher. So that's all I have for you in this video. Just wanted to kind of address it directly here, since I've been getting numerous comments and DMs, and I love it, right? Like, I love the fact that people are passionate about this game. I'm not trying to paint you guys into a corner here. I'm just saying that I view it differently, and I think if you align your timeline with the teams, then you'll view it in the same manner too. So at this point in time, it's too early to say. All metrics show that we are ahead of schedule. So I know that probably is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. But all metrics, whether you look at December launch versus January launch, all metrics show that we are well above, or well ahead of schedule at this point in time. So I'm not worried about it in the long run. I'm more worried about when we're going to get some of these implementations, like the Ranked Rewards update, Wild and Modern, Rift Watchers, all these different things for us, the player base, to really start enjoying the game and hopefully bring more people in. So that's all I have. Would love to hear your thoughts on this and how you're thinking about it, because maybe I am painting everybody with a single brush here and just looking at the arguments from a very bird's eye view, I should say. So if I am looking at that wrong, there's no, I would love to continue the discussion in the comments below. So feel free to chat with me there. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day.